everybody. Welcome to Art Journal Chat episode 2, where I play around in my art journal and talk to you about me and allow you to get to know me. So today I went back and forth on topic, but I thought I would talk about my most toxic workplace. So I feel like I've had a million jobs. I started in tourism, went on to do accounting, and now I get to do art and graphic design, and it's been a lot of fun. And I've actually been unbelievably lucky in the workplaces I've been in. And I did accounting in oil and gas, which, is a boys' club. So the fact that I can say I had a good experience in oil and gas, or a mostly good experience in oil and gas, I feel goes a long way. It also helps that I had a predominantly female department. But I digress. My most toxic workplace I've ever worked in goes way back to my high school days, and that would be a sporting goods store. If you're in Canada, I'm sure you have experienced the terrible customer service that you get at the sports store. And how it works is you work on commission. So you get given a roll of stickers, and you write your number on your stickers, and then you place it on the product, and the customer goes to check out, and the cashier will put your number in, and then you get your commission at the end of the month. So what happened to me was a couple of things would happen. Number one, there were these guys that I worked with who would cut off the customer and replace their sticker with my sticker with theirs so that they get the credit. But worse than that, when their buddy was on cashier, she would input their number automatically, making it really difficult for the rest of us to actually get a commission. So it was horrible working. The manager was terrible. Like, I can't even begin to describe this. He didn't care. He was so checked out. He couldn't be bothered. So I worked there for about 2 months. And it's also my juiciest quitting story. And so I was playing volleyball at the time, and I needed the weekend off to go to a tournament. And now, granted, I didn't book the time off ahead of time, so it is what it is. But we also don't get the schedule until a week before. So it was hard to know if you were working or not. So missed my opportunity. Okay, fine. The schedule comes out, all but maybe 2 people are working. So I try and get this shift switched, and nobody can do it. So I go to my manager and I'm like, listen, I tried. And he says to me that that's too bad because it's back to school weekend and it's the busiest time in the store and everybody needs to be there. So at this point, I'm getting annoyed, and I'm like, well, to be fair, I've never seen the store that busy, even as a shopper. So I'm giving you essentially 2.5 weeks notice that I need this day off. Can't you meet me halfway or do something to help me out? And he said, absolutely not. It's my problem. So I turn around and I said, okay, fine. Then consider this my 2 weeks notice. And he looks at me and he's like, oh, well, you're going to have to write that down in paper. So I said, okay, do you have a pen and a piece of paper? So I wrote down my 2 weeks notice. And upon leaving his office, he says to me, well, you're still going to have to get that shift covered. You're still going to have to show up for that shift. And so I just smiled at him and said, we'll see. And that Friday, I worked my shift, walked out the door, and never looked back. And if I were to be honest, I don't even shop at that store anymore because I know how terribly they treat their employees. I know that's not necessarily fair, but if you're working on commission base, those tend to be pretty toxic environments. So yeah, I think that was definitely my worst work experience ever. And I'm super lucky that it was so early on. So I was able to kind of gauge how I wanted to be treated in future roles. But yeah, so that is my most toxic workplace story and also my coolest quitting story. I hope you enjoyed today's video. You can find the full tutorial on the blog. Thank you for watching today.